Johnny, we haven't got enough houses. Houses? Oh, it seems we haven't got enough houses around the world, Johnny.
So we're talking Canada and immigration, not about stopping immigration. There are some people talking about whether the pace of immigration should be slowed down, largely because of the pressure on infrastructure, housing in particular.
Australia's in a housing crisis.
Tanya has been waiting 12 years to be granted affordable housing by the San Diego Housing Commission.
Everyone wants a decent place to live and one that doesn't eat up all their income.
Oh, Jesus.
But a home you can afford seems increasingly hard to find.
No one's got enough bloody houses.
Oh my fucking God!
Now, I want you to imagine this, Johnny. You get a 16-year-old kid, a raw 16-year-old kid. Yeah, you got a kid, yeah. You sit him down in an office and you give him some bloody facts and figures. One of the facts and figures is the amount of houses that are in the country. Yeah. The other fact and figure is how many people are in the bloody country. Yeah. And how many people we're expecting to come into the country in the next 12 months. Yeah. And you tell this kid we've got a housing bloody problem. That dumb bloody pimply-faced bloody 16-year-old kid will come to you in about 10 minutes and he'll say, we haven't got enough houses. Yeah, well, that's a pretty good point. I mean, it's common sense. You just got to look at those three things. Johnny, logical doesn't work these days, man. It's just something that a bloody chimpanzee would be able to work it out. Well, I suppose they would. So do we hold the previous governments for fucking the last 30 years accountable and saying, yeah, you bloody fucked up, you didn't do a very good job there. We're in all sorts of a pickle here. Oh, Jesus. Well, it wouldn't be. And another thing, Johnny. Way back in the day here in Australia, and I'm sure everywhere else, back in the day when immigration was going to be a thing, the politicians they came out and said, look, we've got to be open-hearted, we've got to look after these people from the poorer countries, blah, blah, blah. Yeah! But if they told you back then that, oh, by the way, in about 30 or 40 years' time, your country's going to be so overwhelmed with people from other cultures that the Australian culture it'll completely disappear. So are you saying, Johnny, that the people have been basically hoodwinked way back in the day when they was tugged upon, and the good people of Australia or England or the US or whatever, Canada, would have said, oh, well, hold on a minute, what did you just say? Then in 30 or 40 years, our whole bloody country's culture is going to be upheaved. The amount of people that's coming in, that's not what we meant. Well, we thought you were talking a couple of thousand people.
Are the streets going to be able to handle the extra movements, not just car traffic, but other movements as well? Is the infrastructure there for it?
If there isn't a plan for where to house them, then why bring them into the country, especially Ontario? Everywhere I go, quality of life is not there anymore. I came here when I was a teenager, and I'm contemplating, should I stay in the country or should I leave? I don't see a future at the moment.
The closest major city, thousands are crossing here illegally every day, and the situation is completely unsustainable. We'll step out, give you a look at the scene here. This is a mass of hundreds upon hundreds of people who have crossed the border illegally.
Oh, Jesus.
And are camped out here at the border wall, waiting to be apprehended by Border Patrol. You'll quickly notice these are all single adult men. There is not a single woman or child in this group you're looking at. And these guys are coming in from all over the world. Large amounts of African men from Senegal.
And it's been a blossoming problem, for bloody 50 years. In all the bloody countries that these people are coming to. Yes. Now, I've got nothing against people coming to bloody countries, but as I said, if you're told your whole bloody culture was going to be upended and there'll be fucking mosques, Johnny, this is never going to catch up. I envisage countries doing this for the next 100 years. Yeah, just continually building.